I am Constantine the Great, the emperor who forged an empire in faith. In hoc signo vinces, in this sign you will conquer. I am Constantine the Great, the emperor who united Rome under one faith, who saw a vision in the sky and reshaped the destiny of an empire. My life was one of war, politics, faith, and transformation. From the battlefields of the Tiber to the grand halls of Byzantium, my reign was a turning point in history. This is my story. I was born on February 27th, around 272 CE, in Nisus, in the province of Mysia, modern-day Serbia. My father, Constantius Chlorus, was a distinguished Roman general who served under Emperor Diocletian, while my mother, Helena, was a woman of humble origins. She would later become one of Christianity's most revered saints, but in my youth, she was simply my devoted and intelligent mother, teaching me about duty, resilience, and the nature of power. My early years were spent in the imperial court at Nicomedia, where I was educated in Latin, Greek, and military strategy. I studied philosophy, history, and governance under the greatest minds of my time. I trained as a soldier, mastering the arts of combat, siege warfare, and leadership. But my education was not merely academic. It was political. I witnessed firsthand the brutal efficiency of the tetrarchy, the system of rule established by Diocletian, where the empire was divided among four rulers. I learned that power was fleeting, alliances were fragile, and ambition could be deadly. In 305 CE, Diocletian and Maximian abdicated their thrones, and my father, Constantius Chlorus, became Augustus of the Western Roman Empire. I was summoned to join him in Britannia, modern-day England, where he was campaigning against the Picts. I fought alongside him, proving my worth as a military leader. But my time with him was short. He fell ill and died in Eboracum, modern-day York, in 306 CE. At that moment, my destiny changed forever. The legions proclaimed me emperor, but I was not the only one who sought the throne. Rome was fractured. The empire was ruled by multiple claimants: Maxentius in Rome, Severus, Galerius, and later Licinius in the east. I knew that to secure my rule, I had to prove my strength both in battle and in diplomacy. I first aligned myself with Maximian, the former emperor, through marriage to his daughter Fausta. But alliances were fragile. Maximian betrayed me, attempting to seize power. I had no choice but to defeat him, forcing him into suicide in 310 CE. The greatest challenge came in 312 CE, when I marched against Maxentius, who had declared himself emperor in Rome. As I approached the city, I saw a vision in the sky, a flaming cross, accompanied by the words, "In hoc signo vinces," in this sign, you will conquer. That night, I dreamed that Christ himself appeared to me, instructing me to fight under the symbol of the chiro, the first two letters of Christ's name in Greek. At dawn, I order my soldiers to paint the chiro on their shields. With divine favor, we charged into battle at the Milvian Bridge on October 28th, 312 CE. Maxentius' forces were overwhelmed, and as they fled, he was thrown into the Tiber River, where he drowned. I entered Rome as its sole ruler, greeted as both a conqueror and a liberator. My victory was not just military, it was spiritual. I had won under the sign of Christ, and from that moment, I embraced Christianity as the guiding force of my reign. With Maxentius defeated, I turned my attention to Licinius, who controlled the Eastern Empire. At first, we were allies, issuing the Edict of Milan in 313 CE, which granted religious tolerance to Christians. But power struggles soon erupted between us. For over a decade, we maneuvered against one another, but in 324 CE, war became inevitable. At the Battle of Adrianople, my legions crushed his forces. The final confrontation came at Chrysopolis, where I annihilated his army. Licinius surrendered, but later attempted to plot against me. I had him executed, securing my position as the sole ruler of Rome. the first since Diocletian. With the empire united, I sought to establish a new capital, one that reflected my vision of Rome reborn. I chose the site of ancient Byzantium, a strategic city between Europe and Asia. In 330 CE, I officially consecrated it as Constantinople, the new Rome. I filled the city with grand basilicas, forums, and palaces. It became the center of trade, culture, and faith, outshining even Rome itself. It would stand for over 1,000 years as the heart of the Eastern Roman Empire. Though I was not baptized until my final days, I actively supported Christianity. I built grand basilicas, including the Church of the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem and Old St. Peter's Basilica in Rome. I donated land to the church, promoted Christian leaders, and outlawed pagan sacrifices. In 325 CE, I convened the Council of Nicaea, gathering bishops to resolve theological disputes. From this council, the Nicene Creed was born, a statement of faith that still defines Christianity today. My mother, Helena, traveled to the Holy Land, discovering what was believed to be the true cross of Christ. I had transformed Rome. No longer was it a pagan empire. It was a Christian one. As I aged, I prepared for succession, appointing my sons as heirs. In 337 CE, I fell gravely ill. Sensing the end, I sought baptism, ensuring my soul was purified before death. On May 22nd, 337 CE, I passed away, leaving behind an empire transformed. I was Constantine the Great, the man who saw a vision and changed the world. I forged an empire through battle, shaped its faith through law, and left behind a legacy that endured for centuries. My city, Constantinople, would stand as the heart of an empire for over a millennium. My faith would guide the hearts of millions. I am not forgotten. I never will be. Through war, I won an empire. Through faith, I secured its future.